الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Still in the chapter of ways of doing good. Islam, as we said in the khutbah yesterday, definition of Islam is called the religion of success. Islam is the religion of success. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ succeeded in delivering the message, in preserving the book, in bringing a generation after generation after generation that will lead the world and establish not one empire, many empires, hundreds, empires that preserved knowledge, science, thinking, human values, history, geography. It's only very recently, the last 100 years after the First World War, the nation states, borders and race and nationalities and passports, this is recent. This is very recent. In the old days was empires. You belong to that, empires. Asia, Africa, the whole of, Turkey and all this country, Islam. All the way to China, hundreds of millions of Muslims in China, hundreds of millions in India. So this is the religion of success. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ always told the people about ways of doing good. Look at the other religions, all other religions. Musa ﷺ, the Prophet Musa died in Sinai for even reaching Palestine. He wanted to save them, take them from the pharaohs into Palestine. He died in Sinai. And they wondered, they were lost for 40 years. Is that success? Fighting each other, arguing each other, killing prophets. Killing prophets when they doesn't listen to them. And the next one, what happened? This is the religion. This is what they say, that the Prophet was humiliated on the cross and spear into his sides and thorn crown. Nothing of this happened to the Prophet Isa. But the idea is not success at all. When a child, this is what this religion is all about. But look at Muhammad ﷺ. He is saying, you're going to take over the Byzantine Empire. You're going to finish the Persian Empire. You're going to take the treasure of, spread that deen. Religion of success. Subhanallah. But we live in a time where shaitan is not telling us the opposite. Telling us the opposite. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ lived in a time where used to be famines and droughts and plagues and wars all the time that wipes out generations and nations. There were no vaccine, there were no medication really as we know today. Average age was 35 of men and women. 35. Average age in the Roman Empire, which was so advanced at the time, was 35. How old people get married today? 25? What is 25? Is the third of their age. Because they live to 70, 80. In the old days, you have to get married when you turn 19. 11, 12, this is too big. Encyclopedia, the Catholic encyclopedia says that Mary gave birth to Isa ﷺ, she was 12. This was normal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always changed the biology, the human biology development, especially the reproductive system. Even today, in the time of war, when the war happened in Gaza, women give birth to boys, lots of boys. Country that has war, the new birth comes boys to replace those happen. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intervention. So when Muhammad ﷺ is marrying 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 12, he's actually doing great good deed. It's the pinnacle of a moral act to marry. Because you look after, there's no men, otherwise what are they going to do? He's looking after them. It's nothing to do with the over-sexualized society we live in today. We live in something today is all sexualized. They sell tires with a sexy woman. Yeah? So when the Prophet Muhammad is nothing like the moral example of mankind, of humanity, Muhammad. Look at the Sahaba. Look at how he's praying at night, every night, 4 hours. Yeah? That's the character of our Prophet Muhammad. We need to learn this one because we ourselves are being affected by the attack. Our children are affected by the attack. The attack on Islam, because they applied 2019 on something that was happening only 200 years ago. There were no vaccines. Yeah, so don't get tricked with this shaitan, way of attack on Islam. Islam is the religion of success. And look at this hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, بينما رجل يمشي بطريق اشتد عليه العطش. A man was walking, and of course, in the desert. He was so thirsty. We don't have this anymore. People carrying bottles of water and sipping and biking with water, bladders and all these things. We don't feel thirsty. We don't feel the value of water. But when you're in our countries in the desert and you're walking for 2 hours, yeah, and Ramadan is so hot and you get the drink of water, just a sip of water, say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi saqana min ma'in na'im. The prayer is, this is water from Jannah. This is the pinnacle of blessings, the sip of water. So this man is walking in the desert, going somewhere, traveling, and he's so thirsty, he just, dying to find water. What is he looking for? Well. They're looking for well. Any green area, then they go and find if the water isn't drinkable, they clean it a bit and they drink. So he goes there, lower his container, gets some water, and he drinks. And he can imagine the happiness. While in that state, he saw a dog in the desert also, poking his tongue out, licking the sand around the well. So thirsty also, the dog. And the water is very deep. The dog just died. What am I going to do? Can't go down. And the man himself, the Prophet ﷺ said, actually the man didn't have big containers. He had to take his shoes off and go and fill his shoes and feed the dog. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allah loved this action, He guaranteed him Jannah. He straight away write his name in Jannah, no matter what he's going to do after that. Giving a drink to dog in Islam earn you Jannah. Subhanallah, this is the religion of success. Imagine giving drink to human, giving food to human, protecting human, being kind to human. Yeah? So this is Islam. This is the religion of beauty, wallahi, the religion of care before any SPCA and human rights and human wrongs and all these things. They just talk on media. But the Prophet ﷺ is telling the Sahaba, a man give a drink to a dog, Allah forgive him everything. Overlook everything and says, this man guaranteed eternal bliss. Can you imagine? He's going to pay him $1 trillion a day forever for giving a drink to a dog. That's what Jannah is more than $1 trillion a day. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is a man enjoying every place in Jannah for doing one thing. He removed a tree that was blocking the road. That's it. That's all he did, and that's what Allah subhanahu looked. And that's why this chapter is about ways of doing good. You don't overlook and don't say, this is a small good deed. What gonna do? It's just a sunnah. It's just the eating with the right hand. It's just saying salam to the. You don't know which one Allah will like, because it came from your heart. Your salam, your visit, your gift, your sadaqah, your prayer, you don't know which one. Allah will say, it's the one. Write his name in Illiyin, in the highest list. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and forgive our family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautify Iman in our heart, in our mind, in the heart and the mind of our children, in our community and the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us, to increase us in knowledge, to defend Islam and to be proud of Islam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to spread Islam, the message of beauty, the message of peace in the world. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open the heart and the mind of the enemy of Islam, to understand Islam and to learn about Islam. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us reason for happiness and success wherever we are. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على نبينا محمد. جزاكم الله خير.